Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be trying something different. I'm actually going to be ranking all the X-Men movies, I guess. It's something I really want to do for a while, and I want to start like ranking stuff on the channel and start reacting to stuff too. And I really think that this would be a really cool way to start ranking stuff. I have rewatched all of these movies on Disney Plus, and I think this is going to be really cool and sort of like a really cool way to see where these movies came from. Anyway, I'm going to be starting at the movies I think are worst, at least. And the worst one I'm going to have to put in the D rank. Hold on, let me change around these tiers here. So D rank, C rank. I'm changing around things right now. Give me a minute. Let me get rid of this one. Alright, so I got D, C, B, A, and S rank. And we're on Tier Maker or tiermaker.com, and I'm gonna start off with the first X-Men film. Now, the first X-Men film, personally, it was good, but it wasn't the best. Like, in all credit, it really wasn't the best X-Men movie I've seen. There definitely are some better ones on this list, but I personally think that, yeah, the X-Men movie was good. It wasn't the best. I think all the X-Men were portrayed pretty good. I think having Rogue as is almost like a main-ish character type deal is not really the best way to go, but, you know, it worked at the time, and I think it's time I move on to a better a better movie, X-Men 2. Now, say what you want, X-Men 2 probably had one of the dopest opening scenes ever, and personally throughout the movie I thought the story was good. It was followable, if that's even a word, and I think X-Men 2 deserves a lot more praise than it really gets. I don't think it's S rank. I do think it's pretty A rank. And speaking of a good movie, time to move on to a really bad one. X-Men 3, X3, possibly the worst superhero movie really can't talk. Possibly the worst superhero movie you will ever see. This movie was bad. This movie was absolutely bad. The opening scene, killing off Cyclops at the beginning, probably the dumbest thing ever. Actually, this movie is so bad, in fact, I'm gonna add another rank. Yeah, add a row below. This is how bad this movie was. This row right here. I'm gonna put it under terrible. It's amazing because some of these movies, people get so hyped for it, but then when the movie actually comes out, they start hating on the franchise again. It's almost kind of mystical in some sort of way. But X-Men 3 definitely deserves terrible. X-Men First Class, now I'm not gonna lie, I had no hype going into this movie, but coming out of it, the second time after watching it, definitely underrated. It wasn't the best. It definitely had its own plot, its own story and everything, but personally, I think this movie does really deserve middle rank. It's good for the time. The one part that really got me was killing off the X-Men that's literally unkillable. Like, that's literally his power. Darwin, the X-Men. Search him up in the comics. He's literally unkillable. Like, you can't kill him. That's like his whole thing. Moving on. X-Men Days of Future Past. Now, I'm not gonna lie. When I first saw this movie, I thought, wow, this movie really sucks. But then I watched it again, and after watching all of these movies, I'm gonna be straightforward here. X-Men Days of Future Past was actually really good, especially the road cut. It was actually really good. A great way to rebuild on what X-Men 3 did. I think this movie really shined, personally. I'm gonna put it in S rank. That's just me personally. X-Men Apocalypse. Say what you want about the reboot series and how each character should be like aged up a little bit more. But personally, X-Men Apocalypse was okay. It wasn't X-Men 2 level, wasn't X-Men 1 level, wasn't X-Men First Class level, which is why I think this movie deserves a C. The villain Apocalypse, it wasn't forgettable if you only stay in the X-Men movie franchise list. You know, if you're watching a whole bunch of MCU movies and you see X-Men First Class, not X-Men First Class, Apocalypse, and he's gonna be forgettable. I mean, but if you just watch the X-Men movies, I mean, he won't be that forgettable. He definitely is a pretty cool villain. I think he did have some wasted potential, especially with Archangel. Definitely some wasted potential. And the end credits, I do remember there were end credits. The end credits were actually pretty good, with like every character having their original 90s X-Men suit. But then this movie upcoming took that idea and took a nice, fat, steaming pile of poop on it. I can't say the S word. Just trust me, I can't. X-Men Dark Phoenix absolutely ruined any hope of this franchise coming back to life. It did. The outfit designs were terrible. The scenes were terrible. Everything about this movie was terrible. Except for that Nightcrawler scene. But that's pretty much it. Nightcrawler basically helps this movie in any way he can. Them killing off Mystique, and it just wasn't a good movie. It wasn't. I did not enjoy my time in the theater watching it. I didn't enjoy my time rewatching it on streaming services. It wasn't a good movie, but it was definitely better than the first time they tried doing the Phoenix, which is why I think this movie deserves the D. Wait. Pause. X-Men Origins Wolverine, I'm just gonna be flat out. Apocalypse. This movie definitely belongs right next to Apocalypse. Mostly because, I mean, yeah, the first time watching it, it could be pretty bad. And if the movie actually, like, tracked with what else they were doing with the franchise, then maybe I would have put it higher on the list. Definitely A rank. But that Deadpool scene, the other scenes with the saving the X-Men and then that trying to be the origin, and then having another origin, not good. I will say one thing though, the Wolverine 2, definitely A rank. That movie was dope, in my opinion. End credits, of course, don't help the movie at all because they set up. This is the thing about the X-Men franchise. They set up these classic outfits, these iconic outfits, and then completely burn the idea in the next movie. I know it's to build up hype, but you gotta build on it. Logan, let's all be honest. Logan was S rank. Logan was S rank. That movie, the story, the ending, the characters, X-23, yeah, she was a little annoying. Logan was S rank. Definitely top tier Marvel movie. I went into the movie expecting Wolverine 2, and I got more out of it, actually. It has some shock value to it. It's actually pretty good. Logan definitely deserves to be an MCU movie by itself. But speaking of movies that deserve to be in the MCU, Deadpool. Oh boy. Deadpool 1, I think we can all agree, S rank. Deadpool 1 was dope. Good fight scenes. Actually, I'm sorry, I'm gonna put Deadpool A rank. Mostly because I think that, yeah, it was good. The story and maybe some of the scenes, I know it was rated, I think it was rated R. Was Deadpool rated R? Probably. I'll check. Maybe I'll update the tier list later on down the line. But Deadpool 1 was definitely good for its time. but I generally think Deadpool 2 deserves the S rank deservingness, whatever you want to call it. Deadpool 2 was amazing. Colossus, I think in this movie shined more. Deadpool 1, he was pretty good. Cable was dope. Megasonic Teenage, longest name ever, whatever. The jokes were landing, the jokes were funny. Deadpool 2, actually, you know what? I'm gonna fix this. Both of these movies deserve to be in S rank. Both of them not forgettable movies, and I'm not upset that they're in the MCU. This movie, however, The New Mutants, I'm gonna be completely honest. I forgot this movie came out, and then I saw it on Disney Plus. I was like, wait, there was a New Mutants? Rewatching it, having an X-Men horror-ish movie was interesting. Definitely could have been executed a lot better, but I think that for what they did, personally, it was good. It was good. It wasn't bad. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't perfect. It was honestly mixed. Because yeah, you can have these horror movies and you can have superhero movies mix and then have them be complete bad, like not good. But The New Mutants wasn't as bad as I think people say it is, honestly. The characters kind of forgettable. Sunspot, forgettable. Cannonball, forgettable. I think the only characters that really shine in this movie were, I think Wolfsbane is the name. The main character, I forgot her name, but her powers were actually pretty dope. And Magic. Magic was dope. I think this movie belongs on C. Because it doesn't really deserve X-Men First Class treatment, nor X-Men 1 treatment. But I feel like it deserves X-Men Apocalypse and Origins Wolverine treatment. Not Phoenix, definitely not Last Stand, because let's be honest, if you're making a movie that bad, then clearly there's something wrong with you. But it deserves C. Yeah, C. This was my X-Men movies tier list. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any opposing opinions, definitely drop a comment. Like the video. I'm just starting off as a YouTuber, I guess, and I think that having in tier list for X-Men movies would be a really cool way to diverse the content a little bit instead of trying to upload gaming clips or something like that. Commentary. I definitely want to do more commentary, but thank you all for watching.